But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Let's go.
Get up on y'all. You gonna learn today.
Daddy, chill.
Call me daddy.
Gonna get a oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got 4 people in here today.
What the fuck?
I don't even know what to do. Where do I start?
It's really wild that you just started with that because he was just getting on his son yesterday about that. It's hilarious.
He's doing it at school. It's a whole problem. I said,
How
where
old
did
is your
you
son,
learn
though?
that? 6.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that's not good.
And I didn't teach him that, so.
It was him.
It's funny you say that because I was at the airport. I'm going to start with this story. I was in the airport, and it was packed at Arizona. And I'm walking through, and some random guy goes, "Can I get a oh yeah?" And it was silent. I was like, nobody? Nobody? It was hundreds of people in there.
You didn't do it?
No.
No soldier left behind.
No,
Come on.
yeah, it's true. I should have done it.
Do it. Next time.
Thank you guys for coming back in. This is great. This is our first? Is it our first?
In studio?
In studio?
We had
Second.
behind the bubbles.
We have been on, yeah.
Beyond the
Our
bubbles.
second. But to the left of me, I have Alex, a.k.a. Army, what is it? Army?
ATC 22.
ATC 22. And to the actual right of me, I have Ryan. I saw Sasquatch. I'm not sure if he has seen Sasquatch yet, but he's on the hunt.
I might be Sasquatch.
We're looking.
How have you guys been? Thanks for coming on.
Well, it's been great.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for having us. Since the last time we talked, it was, we've been looking forward to this.
What was it, November?
I believe so.
It was
months ago. I know that
It was a
for
few
sure.
months ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was right
We
before
talked
December.
about this too, getting you guys on the out here in Dallas and getting you on the pod. So
Speaking of this Dallas card shows this weekend, you drove.
Yeah.
And you flew.
Yep.
How was the drive?
Adequate.
What'd you have to drive through to get here?
Goodness. So you have Nashville, Memphis, Little Rock. I stopped at a casino in Hot Springs.
did you win?
I did.
Nice.
Nice.
I played blackjack at midnight.
How much?
I was up 4, and then I lost a little at some other games, and I walked away ahead $100.
That's always great.
Yeah, a clean restroom
That's
and up
always
$100.
I lost $500 at an Arizona casino on the Buffalo slot machine.
Ooh, that's where I lost $300.
Buffalo. 500 within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was max playing. I was just like, click, click,
Got to.
click. No bonus.
Full
click.
send.
I walk over to George. I go, I want to get the fuck out of here, dude. Me losing 500, I hate losing.
Yeah.
Just in general. In life. In cards. I hate losing.
You've been watching too much Sea-Blizz lately.
No way. Sea-Blizz is in there. We're on a roll. That guy's fucking wild.
Hey, he's doing his thing. You got to give it to him. He does do
Yeah,
his
he's
thing,
doing what he
so
loves.
Good for him.
Jared goes, go little soldier. Go out there and do your content. Jared's probably funding all of his bets too.
Yeah, I've known, we've known Chad and Scott for forever, being in, YouTube from early, 2008, 10 time frame and stuff, when they were really, really little, and just seeing his progression and what he's doing now is just wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool. We had him on for the National, and he opened up about some demons that he was dealing with, and how sometimes he didn't want to leave his house and never want to get out of bed, and so it's good to see him just come into his own. He's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. It's what it's all about. That's what you guys are doing. A lot of content coming out of you guys lately. A lot.
Isn't that why you guys are here?
Is it good?
It's great.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Isn't that why
kidding.
you guys are here? You guys are at Dallas Card Show. Also, you guys are media. You got media passes, and you're doing the media aspect of everything for
That's
the Dallas
right.
Card
Yeah.
Show, right?
I kind of blindsided. I found out yesterday whoever is managing the Dallas Card Show Instagram page, it's multiple people, which is cumbersome. So I come in and I'm like, hey, which one of you did I talk to? They're like, maybe all of us.
Which one not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
that's how it is. I mean, that's how when we get DMs, they're like, well, hey, I sent for that card. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What card?
Yeah.
And then he texts me. He's like, hey, did you get $45 for this guy? This guy sent. I was like, yeah, I think.
So no, just threw myself similar Nashville Card Show and Hobby Slam coming up and the National and a handful. I'm just reaching out to the promoters and saying like, hey,
Putting yourself out there.
yeah.
That's all it takes, right?
Can't win if you
A
don't
lot
bet,
of these
right?
people are just like, come on aboard. Here's your fucking pass. Record what you want. Do what you want.
It's not that easy.
I'd like to
Really?
get to that
We
point
wish it was that easy.
Wow.
one of these
It's
days.
not.
But until
I'm
then-
easy like that. Say,
No.
come on in.
Yeah.
I want to talk about and get your guys' feedback on this. I flew to Arizona on Monday. I was gone for a few days. Flew in Monday night, golf Tuesday, and then Tuesday night I was invited to a badass dinner. I was with Ben from Bullpen and his whole crew, and it was a steakhouse, probably, I don't know, $15,000 in wax. 15 of us there, and it was Tristan McKenzie from the Indians, Nolan Jones from the Rockies, old school Jeremy Guthrie, and Dallas Braden, I sat next to Dallas Braden. Guy's a fucking riot. Love that guy. I'm trying to get him on the pod. Jordan Lawler was there. Corbin Carroll was there.
Lawler.
Yeah, Lawler.
Baby, my high school guy.
Yeah?
You went to my high school, yeah.
Fuck yeah. He's a cool-ass dude. Reggie Crawford. Guy is a tank. He was a two-way player. Now they stopped him hitting. Now he's pitching. Who else was there? Dominic Canzone. It was a blast and they were all, before anything showed up, we were just ripping. They're just doming boxes. And it was fun to see because a lot of these guys have nothing to do with, they don't collect but now they are. Now they're like involved. And I was talking to Nolan Jones the whole time. And I was like, you collect? And he was like, well, I guess I do now. He's like,
Corbin told me to.
Yeah, Corbin told me to. And I told him, I said, hey, the next time you get autos, I said, do something special on one card. I said, write a phrase. He's looking at me like, really? I said, dude, the hobby will eat that shit up. He's like, well, what do I write? I said, sign your name and put Daddy Fucks. And everyone just started roaring like, no, don't do that. I said, no, do that. I said, you don't understand.
$5,000 bounty for that card right
now. $5,000 bounty.
First. I want it.
Nolan, there's a $5,000 bounty
Daddy
on the
Fucks.
Daddy Fucks card.
Yeah.
And I guarantee someone will top that.
Yeah.
Found out.
The Benny.
I
Do
called
you
dibs.
remember the Benny and the Jets card?
Yeah.
Benny Montgomery wrote on a blue wave, Benny and the Jets, and someone put like a $20,000 bounty on that.
Well, that's like the one from Nash Cards.
Yeah.
You know, the
For the
basketball
Grizzlies
player
player,
for the
yeah.
Grizzlies. He literally,
LaRavia or whatever?
yeah, he put go to Nash Cards.
Yeah.
Like on it.
And everyone wanted that card.
And they had it. Yeah, Nash Cards put a bounty on it.
10,000.
I said, just do one every time. One. The hobby eats that up, right?
Eats it up.
Yeah.
So that was fun to see all those guys interacting with each other. Oh, look, I pulled this card or I pulled this player. We bent a lot of cards. Tristan McKenzie goes, he pulls, and he's a pitcher. He goes, who the fuck is this guy? I go, bend that bitch. I don't even know who that is.
We see that too, and we're pulling pictures most of the time. Like,
Dallas Braden pulls a Sapphire Wander Franco, and he just goes boom across the room. I'm like, shit, we're in a steakhouse, dude. I was like, just bend it, dude. He's like, fuck that guy.
Yep.
What was the best card you guys pulled in the night?
That was the big hit.
The Wander Franco was the 101.
This is a brutal story. So because Tristan McKenzie was opening Triple Threads 2022, he pulls not a Wander Franco. He pulls a Ronald Acuna patch auto to 27. It's a cool card. It's like $300-$400 card.
Yeah.
It's like probably the best card of the night. And the fucking card's missing. We can't find out where the card's at. So someone took a stack that they shouldn't have. I don't know. We're trying to find the card.
It's the staff. It's
I'm
the
like,
people
classic
busting
hobby shit right there. Someone's like, I'm taking that card. Sorry, Tristan. You left early. We did pull Reggie Crawford opened the 22 draft box back in the day. He pulled an Elijah Green auto to 99. I was like, dude, a year and a half ago, that's a big card, man.
That's huge.
Big card. I was like probably $1,500 card back in the day.
Yeah, probably.
But
now
he
about
just hasn't done shit. So that was it was cool to see, and it was fun to interact. We got pictures. I was most excited. Sorry for the young guns there. I was most excited to see Guthrie and Dallas Braden because the whole Dallas Braden, he gained so much credibility with me when he yelled at Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't know this. Too young.
It's a great
So,
story.
He said, who's Alex Rodriguez?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
A-Rod threw me a ball one time at Yankee Stadium, dude. I know A-Rod.
Should have
Come
threw
on.
it back.
That's A-Royd now, ain't he?
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
He was A-Royd then.
A-Rod.
So,
Yeah.
Teddy, to give some context, so Dallas Braden's pitching. There's a fly ball that goes in foul territory. A-Rod was on first. He rounds second to third on the fly ball, and as he's running back across, Cardinals sin. You never run across the pitcher mound. He runs over the pitcher mound, and Dallas turns around and goes, "Get the fuck off my mound." And A-Rod looks back at him like, what? And he goes, get the fuck off my mound. And Dallas is telling the story to everybody, which I didn't know this part of the story, which is great insight. So he said that A-Rod ran back to first base, and I can't remember the first baseman at the time. A-Rod goes, what's wrong with your guy? He's yelling something at me. And the first baseman goes, I don't know. Dallas talks to himself all the time. So he's just probably talking to himself, right? And we're all dying. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even know this. And so then after the inning, Dallas goes, I fucking beelined it. Because A-Rod was walking from second base back. I beelined it to A-Rod. And he goes, I told you to get the fuck off my mound. And A-Rod's like, dude, what's your fucking problem? He goes, you fucking heard me. Get off my fucking mound. So A-Rod's like, what the fuck is going on? So that was cool to see that and the stories these guys have. And Zach Gallen played with my buddy Matt Andrees, who played for the Diamondbacks. So it was cool, man. These guys are just normal dudes. Just normal dudes. I told Nolan, I was like, hey, man, I pulled your red Sapphire out of 2020. I'm going to send it to you. He's like, really? Fuck yeah, that's cool. So I wanted to go there just to present myself. And, you know, I was throwing it out the podcast and the page. And a couple of these guys now follow us. Dallas Braden does breaks. I didn't even know that.
That's crazy.
It's like West Side Rips. He goes live on Instagram and rips baseball. Mm-hmm. So, did you know that?
I think.
Yeah.
It's great to see these athletes getting involved. You know, like A.J. Dillon, you're talking about inscribing. He's doing a ton of that these days, dude.
His stuff's amazing.
Yeah,
but what do you think about that now? Because now he thought, Aaron Jones is gone. I'm going to be the dude. Yeah, now Josh Jacobs comes in.
I think he's still going to be the dude.
I don't think. You think Dillon's going to be the dude?
Maybe.
No way.
No, most teams got to have double, two people these days.
Yeah.
For running backs, because you can't just, you got to
besides
have
the Niners.
Bruiser.
CMC, baby.
He is the MVP.
No, so Niners still got Mitchell too.
Dude, they use Debo, and he's not a running back, but they use Debo
Don't
to
you
run.
shit on my Niners.
I'm just saying, McCaffrey's also their number one wide receiver.
That's true. Speaking of like football news, Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Mm-hmm. We called that 2 weeks ago on the pod.
Yes,
DR
not our pod,
exclusive.
but Behind the Bubbles podcast.
Yeah. We were talking about that. That's going to be huge.
He's a great fit there. Great fit.
That team is going to be unstoppable.
There's going to be games where Lamar throws the ball 12 times. Yep. He's going to run like 15 times. Henry's going to run 25 times.
It's going to be great.
Well, he's not throwing it to Odell, so.
Yeah.
You don't need Odell when you have Zay.
A lot of big moves.
Yeah.
Russell to the Steelers. What do you think about that?
Underwhelming.
Jersey Jerry's like, Super Bowl. Just settle down, dude. Yeah. Settle the fuck down.
You're still the third best team at best in that division.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. At best.
And the rumor mills is, Jamar trying to get over to.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin Jefferson, right?
That could be
Jettas,
But do you think
and Burrow.
LSU,
what was that, 2019?
Oh, my God.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
College team ever.
Joe
We
Burrow
need
goes,
this.
I don't need an offensive line. One of these motherfuckers is going to be open in 2 seconds.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
A little slant route.
I think that's why they let Mixon walk.
Yeah, they don't care about T. Higgins.
They sent him to the
Higgins.
Texans.
T. Higgins,
They don't care
No,
about
but
T. Higgins.
Mixon's to the Texans.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And T. Higgins are like, someone come grab him.
No,
We're good.
They'll draft
But
a
they've-
running back.
yeah.
They don't care who runs the ball anymore. They'll draft somebody in the 4th or 3rd
Running
round.
backs
Doesn't
are
matter.
a dime a dozen.
Yeah, it does not matter. They'll fucking lob that thing to Jefferson or Chase every single play, and it'll work.
That'd be a scary team.
It's going to be the best duo since Harrison and Reggie Wayne,
I
dude.
said that last night.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Colts.
Colts.
So I made that
That's right.
reference
That's right.
last
It's
night.
going to be
Colts.
the best
Dolphins.
combo.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oof.
Waddle and Hill.
Can we talk really
Yeah,
quick
you guys,
about
that's quick right there. Well, go
Can
ahead,
we
Josh.
talk really quick about QBs getting absolutely robbing the bank this free agency?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We are talking about Baker Mayfield is a $37 million a year player now. Think about that. He had a great year. He had a good year.
You know who should be a $37 million a year? Justin Tucker.
Without doubt.
Yeah, probably.
Broke it with that leg.
I mean, how many times is this guy going to win you games?
I mean,
there's
facts.
games where it's a fucking tie game again. Here comes Tucker. Wins the game.
They don't want to
60
hear
miles
that. They
into
got to
the
pay.
wind.
Yeah. He's like 72 yards. Yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking tee it up, bitch.
I mean, Kirk Cousins getting absolutely. I mean, I don't know. He's going to get sacked 100 times.
Coming
next
off
year.
of that.
But you
injury,
like
no
that?
less, yeah.
Do you like that, Josh?
No.
You like that?
I love
We
Kirk
take
Cousins, the person. Kirk Cousins,
We don't
the
take that.
lower half of him, is going to get absolutely destroyed. He's going to have 2 ACL tears by the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Swear to God.
You hope not. But
I hope not. But
to
you
get
know.
paid that much coming off of the injury he had, that's desperate. It smells like desperation in the room in Atlanta. I know they see they have an opportunity. They have a good offensive other components there, and there wasn't as good of a veteran available
Yeah.
necessarily. But
Atlanta stinks.
They got weapons.
let's go back
They
to
do.
this.
They
Will be a
got
common thing.
weapons.
They got
They're maybe the
weapons.
third best team in
Yeah.
that division.
Are
I'm
you
shocked.
guys going to the Tops Conference? That's where it's going to be in Atlanta this year.
Yeah, I didn't get-
You probably might
think
be
they-
there.
Somebody
Invite
shoot
got
me
lost in the
an
mail.
invite. I'll come. It's
Yeah.
a 3-hour
I think
drive.
they might have got lost in the mail somewhere.
Yeah, mine too. It's all right.
Hey, Scott Daniel, you know my number. Just like text me. Just make that happen.
What do you guys feel about going back to the quarterback situation? Now you have guys like, everyone, all the hype on Kenny Pickett. Now the guys back seat. Desmond Ridder, back seat.
Is Pickett
Mac
back
Jones
seat?
backseat.
Is he back seat?
Ooh, there's a good question.
Right. They're gonna
Yes.
fight. They're gonna have a.
Takes his gloves off, he might not be.
I mean, we're gonna see in the preseason.
We will
will.
see. You think that was a move to go like, hey, put some pressure on Pickett to step
Could
up?
be. If anything, like if he shows that he's actually doing something good, then Russell's there to be a mentor, right?
That's true.
That's true.
History's going to remember Russell Wilson in a really unique way where before he went to the Broncos, right? Remember he went to the Broncos, everyone's like, oh, shit, like greatest pickup for that team ever. Like,
And they had the pieces there
and they
already.
had the pieces there. It reminds me a lot of when I was a Colts fan and we got Richardson, running back, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, this is the greatest decision ever.
Yep.
And then they start the season and all of a sudden you're like, why did the GM bring that dude in? What a piece of shit. What a dumb move. And it's going to be similar with Russell Wilson. But I think the difference is now, like Denver had historically some bad coaching, some bad chemistry. So maybe the Steelers see an opportunity to maybe like squeeze as much of that greatness that he has left in him. He was great in Seattle. When he went to Denver and they paid him the Brinks truck, everyone was like, what a smart decision. I can't believe you got him.
Yeah.
I think there was internal issues too. Didn't he have like his own kind of coaching system inside his inside the
in
team?
Seattle.
His own office.
Yeah.
Well, he tried to like take a little bit more than he was doing in Seattle, because I think that was the issue with why he left Seattle. He wasn't getting a big enough voice, and
Sure.
he wanted to do things his own way, and that backfired on him pretty badly. But
That's the Pete Carroll aspect. The same thing with Tom Brady. If you guys don't watch The Dynasty on Apple TV,
Should.
have you started it at all? Have you watched
Yeah,
it?
I've seen some. Yeah.
Yeah, have you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last one they were talking about, all these players were talking about how brutal Belichick was to Brady.
Yeah.
Like he treated him like a piece of shit. And even after wins, they would go in on Tuesday and do these film sessions. And the first thing is Belichick just railing on Brady, railing on him. And they showed like throughout that time, a lot of these players were basically saying like Belichick wanted to make it seem like this is my team. I know you're the star quarterback. I know you're everything, but this is still my fucking team. And he treated him like a piece of shit. And I think that's what pushed Brady to go, fuck you, dude. I know I can do this on my own. I'm going to go prove it to you and go win a Super Bowl with somebody else. And maybe that was Russ with Carroll. Russ is like, hey, you know what? I'm not getting enough on this team, and I know I can win with somebody else. And I know he can still win. He's still a good quarterback. He still has legs. He still has an arm. If you put the right pieces around him, I think he can succeed. But we'll see.
Not in the Ravens division. Not
Yeah.
I would agree.
They're gonna just beat up on each other.
That's brutal.
And the Bengals.
I would say you
And the
get a
Bengals,
healthy Burrow back with
And
the
nobody's
2019 LSU Tigers. Like,
Hold on a
what the-
second. The Browns were the most exciting team last year.
Well, the
They
Browns-
were beating up on teams.
The Browns have the best defense, and that's the team that's going to absolutely destroy. Like, Myles Garrett is going to eat Russell Wilson for lunch.
And then
It's gonna be
Patrick
bad.
Queen goes over to the Steelers.
Yeah. That
The
defense just
Steelers'
got better.
defense is fucking nuts.
It's nice. It's real nice now.
But the Steelers did lose a weapon in offense though, Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, they did.
yeah. I mean, we'll
I mean, they
see.
got Jameis Winston
I think
went over.
it's a big
Cleveland,
draft.
right?
I think the winner of that division is 10 games.
Yeah.
because they're going
10
to
and
beat
7.
up
Because
on each
they're
other.
going to beat up on each other.
Like we
Baltimore,
talked. We
though.
talked. So we
Like,
talked
hey,
about
yeah,
that last
Baltimore-
night.
But you-
Baltimore's going to put it more than 10.
I could see Baltimore getting
We
12.
talked
don't know,
about,
man.
We talked about that last night with Henry. He's like, how much is he going to be able to push himself, right? Because he's going to face Cleveland and Pittsburgh's D 4 times
Those
through
are
the year.
brutal.
Right, brutal.
And the
D.
Bengals'
Brutal.
defense isn't bad either.
Yeah.
Bengals
No.
aren't bad, but I mean,
I don't want to drop this with the Dolphins fan at the table that I have to
Drop it, please.
sleep with for the next 3 nights. Shout out to my big spoon.
We got a twin in the hotel, twin bed.
The most tremendous sleep. Ask anyone. So, but think about how the end of the year finished last year, where you have the Dolphins are like on the rise, and you have the Niners. Sorry, I forgot you were right there too. I don't have to sleep with you. But both of those teams were like Super
That's
Bowl
how we got on this
contenders.
podcast.
Anyway, so you finish off the year with these two teams that are like, oh, Super Bowl contenders, and the Ravens made them both look like bitches,
Yeah, they did.
and they got better this offseason. So when we talk about 10 wins, I'm going to remind you of that.
Okay.
That's fine.
But you got to win in the playoffs, though.
Yep, that's fine.
You gotta win in the
'Cause
playoffs.
2 years ago, I was at the Ravens game that the Dolphins came back and scored 4 touchdowns. And
Oh, that was
quarter
such a
and
great game.
Yep.
That was such a great game.
So I don't
Cool
care
story,
about
bro.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
Football's-
didn't Tyreek Hill put up like over 200?
Oh, he was.
It was like
him and Water were
12
just
12
beasting the
for
whole thing.
200 and something yards.
Yeah, it
Sounds
was
crazy.
The parlay that pays out 50 cents to every $10. Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey scoring a touchdown. In the
yeah.
same, yeah, it pays 50 cents for $10.
Hey,
What
Ryan, hey, you want to talk about? I know you just had a big old 2-week journey with that LeBron James, Bronny James.
Yeah,
card.
yeah. Let's talk about that.
It's
I'm
up
still
on
sleeping.
what PWCC right now.
Yeah, PWCC, their March premiere auction started March 7th, ends on the 21st. And yeah, we got 7 days to go, but who's counting?
Where's it at right now, currently?
26,500, and it doesn't matter because I think it's gonna.
Yeah, the extended bids will go nuts.
telling you.
Extended,
So-
extended bigs. will
The
go
Brady
crazy.
went from 19.5 and extended bids went all the way up to 46K.
Yeah, but just knowing the international interest we have, I don't say we. It's not my card. My friend Dave. Shout
You
out
could
to
say
Dave.
we.
Listen, I
We're
feel
all in this
invested
together.
into it.
We're all in this together.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
invested into it now. Yeah, but just the international interest we know and some of the domestic interest we have in that card, and some of the numbers being thrown around, like it's going to go up.
Did that guy get offered anything privately?
Yeah, there was a handful of.
Can you say the number or?
Yeah, in the 100 range, we had a lot. And why it was raw, even we had a good handful of offers around the 100 range. Even in Chicago, there was like people going to his car shop and being like, I was getting text messages and random phone calls like, hey, like, I know your guy's anonymous, but tell him I'm 10 minutes down the street and I can give him cash today. I said, so can a lot of people in
Yeah.
Chicago. So, like any good realtor, I'll give him the offer and let him go from there. So, but yeah, so we're in the March premiere auction, ends on the 21st. Probably going to do an IG Live. So we had to toss around a lot of ideas because I do love this success story for the collectors so much, in that, he's just an average Joe, pulled it from his average Joe card shop and had this average Joe like report the news for him and run with it. It's really fun. But what we're trying to do is probably an IG Live that night for anyone who wants to come and like support your fellow collector, like what a great win for him. But he's going to be at his house with his family, maybe invite some people to come on and like,
Let us know. We'll come on.
Absolutely.
Like a watch party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like a watch party.
That's
It's
so
pretty
much
sick.
fun. That's
Now-
so cool.
So like a post hammer hot, and just like keep rooting him on to get more.
It reminds me of the Wemby, the 101 Wemby. I mean, it was just like a guy came in and
Love it.
hit the card, and that's what you want to see. You don't want to see someone $200,000-$300,000 deep into breaks or personals and then hit that card and then goes, all right, well,
I'm almost even.
Well,
I'm almost there.
They kept that Wemby under wraps too.
That was
They
impressive.
did.
They didn't get released nothing until after.
But
it was
same with
graded.
same with the Ruth Otani. When I was in Burbank, we're leaving that Saturday, and that Ruth Otani 10, like PSA drops a hey, just graded, and it walked across PSA's booth or PWCC's booth as we were leaving the room, and I was like, well, fuck, like
Now you got 3 cards up there. all at
ours is
once,
still
but
cooler.
It's a different market. That's baseball
It's
compared
totally
to
different, yeah.
basketball too.
You think is there any difference in that card if it's a 9 or a 10?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not, honestly. I go
it's-
back to talking about the significance of the card because a lot of feedback I got was like, well, Bronny hurts it. And I said, who told you that? My favorite question. Use that from here on out. When you hear an irrational question, who told you that? Because this is the first time he signed in 10 years. This is
Yeah.
the first time
It's a
that he has
massive
ever
card.
signed for Topps. And honestly, like, if I'm in LeBron's camp and I want to hire my agent to buy this card for me because it's the only card I've ever signed with my son, maybe the only card I ever signed with my son. It's a pretty substantial piece.
Yeah.
But either way, just think about the high-end basketball card market. There's people that, like, there's so many different personas in this industry, and you have people that only collect LeBron and haven't been fed with a new auto in 10 years. I think there's a lot of people, a lot of interest that are probably going to jump in at the end. I'm excited for it.
What do you want it to go for, and what do you think it'll go for? I know the one is a lot bigger. What would you want to see that number?
I want that card to go to Mars. The number that I'm throwing out, just my hunch is I'm throwing like a half a million. I think is what it'll be, just because he hasn't signed in 10 years, and it's the only one. There was no other parallels.
Yep.
There's no other sales sheet coming. I mean, obviously he signed with Fanatics, so there'll be other autographs down the road. He'll
This is
saturate
the
part.
first one.
But this is the first one, and there's no other sales sheet previewing any other autos with him. Like, think about Like, when's the last time you ever saw the CEO and the COO got on a plane, made a fucking commercial about that? They made a commercial that they spent gobs of money during the NFL playoffs. Like, so when I was at my kid's tennis practice, when he FaceTimed me, I'll show you the photo later. Like, I'm turning it around to my son. He's like, Dad, from the commercial. I was like, yeah, what other card has that? None. There's none.
Yeah.
Like, they're all in on this card, and I think, like, Fanatics needs to see this succeed. So I'm sure, like, their marketing team's doing an outstanding job. Like, it was great working with them. But I think it's at 26.5 now, and it's not notable.
What do you think, Alex? What do you think it goes for?
I think it's going to top $500,000. I think something's going to happen. Yeah, I think something's going to happen, and there's going to be a bidding war towards it because, you know, if the true collectors understand, like, it's the only Superfractor auto that LeBron has, and it's on card. How much do you see of that in the hobby? Period.
None.
There's a lot of sticker autos and stuff, and Bowman first, right, and everything. But you don't see a lot of Superfractor on-card autos. You see so many one-on-ones. But, you know, for the mindset of, what if Bronny never makes it to the NBA?
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's coming off the bench right now on a losing team.
But what if he does?
Yeah,
What if he
that's
does?
the other side.
What if he does?
But if he doesn't, he doesn't have an NBA jersey or anything like that.
He's
He'll
gonna
never
be
have
done.
a dual.
He'll never have another card. So, like, you know, going with Ryan's concept of, you know, maybe LeBron's camp, he wants this to keep this in his house.
Yeah.
Right? You know, this is a moment I had with my son. I mean, I remember the teaser when LeBron posted, you know, everyone thought he was signing to Topps contract.
With the paper?
Yeah, I was just like, read the thing. You can see behind it. It's a freaking script. It was for the commercial.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, of course he's already with him.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, and for me, like, I'm in the hobby, and if either of my sons ever were, I don't know, man, like, if any of them made it even to some Euro League, I'd be like, I'm super collecting the fuck out of this kid. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
And if I'm on it with him, I'm just like, listen, I'm poor, and I would go hard for it right now. Like, if I had LeBron money, I'm going for it. And he collects too.
Moving forward on the LeBron thing. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling over here.
You're doing great.
You're doing
great.
Hey, before we go
Just
any
like
further, I would just like to mention that in a prior podcast, I did say that card would go for $500,000.
I like you. I like you a lot.
I actually did say that.
No, that's the number I think. So a lot of people were throwing her at. Like, I even talked to one of the Bloods brothers last weekend in Nashville. He says, what do you think, like 30,000, 50,000? And I was like, I know it's not your card. if it was, you'd be like, 5 million.
Yeah.
Scott, you talked to Scott.
Yeah.
What do you think moving forward with LeBron and with Topps, which I hope they approach it the way Panini approached Brady, or maybe it was Brady saying, I'm not signing any more than X, because when Select would come out, Brady would only have like 16 autos. They'd have he'd have autos to 10, autos to 5, and then a 1-of-1.
Yep.
And I hope that's how they approach it with LeBron.
I bet they will.
I hope they don't saturate it or put, you know, LeBron autos in Dynasty baseball or something. You know, that's something they're always trying to throw things out to see if it sticks. But I hope they keep it super limited. You know, keep 6 autos in a product. Give them 5s and a super.
They got to be creative because, you know, they still don't have the NBA license for 2 years.
Oh, it's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
So
It's coming down the road.
So add that to my argument is, like, you're not going to see LeBron in a Lakers, any of his uniforms. You're not going to see him in any pro uniforms. So, like, this is, people are like, oh, but it's college, it's high school. It's like, well, he didn't go to college.
Who
so
gives a fuck,
who gives
man?
a fuck?
Who cares? It's still LeBron.
He's the NBA all-time leading scorer. It's his only auto ever with Topps. This is his first auto ever with Topps. First time in 10 years. Like, I'm not trying to overfluff or overhype the card. It's super substantial. So when people, like, try to underplay it, I'm like, that's okay. It's not for everyone. But for the people that are high-end basketball collectors, you don't have to sell it.
Well, that's like what we always promote, you know, in the hobby for us. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for someone else.
Yeah.
Like, just because you collect this doesn't mean I have to collect it. You can collect whatever you want.
Well,
Yeah.
and the big thing that I'm trying to drive towards to this too is, like, there's enough where everybody should win, right? And I'm coming down to this story with Dave is, like, instead of just saying anything negative, just root on your fellow collector that we're walking around in shows with. You see at the card shops, like, root all these people on. Why it's got to be anything other than just, like, you have no vested interest, so, like, fluff them up.
Yeah.
It costs you free $99 to do that.
There's a crazy thing that I've noticed doing consignments, and Teddy will attest to this. You want to take it?
Go ahead.
And you could feed off of it. We've noticed there is a card for everybody.
Yep.
When I say that, is I look at a card and go, God damn, this is a $3 auto. The guy stinks. It's a base auto. It's a pitcher. And you come to find out that there's a collector out there that wants him. There's a collector for every card.
Love it.
And it is wild to see because we'll see a card and be like, well, there's no way we're selling this card. And then someone will come out of the fucking woods on IG, on Facebook, and they want it. They're like, I want that card. And it's something like you said, I would never want that card. I don't want that card. Yeah. But there's a collector for everybody. There's a card for every collector.
And they're not willing to, they won't sit there and budge or hassle you over 10%, 5%. Right. They'd say, that's my card.
Sometimes those are the best cards that sell because they'll pay full comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same at a card show. Like, if you've been on the other side of the table and you've had value boxes in front of you, people will be like, that's trash. But there are people that will literally pull up a chair in what I call finger fuck your boxes.
Hey, how does that work, baby? 2 fingers?
Is that like all of them?
You go like this?
You go one in the stink too, or what?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Anyway, but they'll go and they'll build their stacks, and you've made their day. There's a card out there for everybody.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Ryan's over there. I just diddled 400 cards. Those are some of the, when you go to the Dallas show, because you guys are in town for the Dallas show, those are some of the tables where, like you said, someone literally just pulls up a chair and he's probably there for hours just going through, and you never know what you might find. I sent a box to a guy to put up on eBay, and he goes, hey, you sent me this Giannis card. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's in there. I just sent it. I thought it was all dog shit. He was like, dude, it just sold for $100 on eBay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, sweet, perfect.
My favorite persona, though, especially these smaller regional shows, is the old man that comes in. They've got a notebook, like a 5-star notebook, and they have handwritten checklists.
Yep.
And they're just going, or they're pulling it out of their pocket and folded papers, and they're just like, do you have this player from 2021 top series? And I'm like, I can love you.
The Burbank card show, you saw that the Burbank card show, their setup, they had all those dollar bins and stuff like that. There was probably 20 people at a time with a notepad, just like you're saying.
Those are my favorite people.
Going and finding the cards that they're missing to get the sets.
The OGs.
It's awesome.
And in a world with all these ultra high end, and we got to chase the best and the bright. I'm just like, I love it that there's still people out there that just get off on that.
Yeah. What are you guys doing right now? Explain everything that you guys have been doing lately, because you guys have been ramping up the content, you've been ramping up the socials, you've been ramping up the connections, the relationships. Alex, we'll start with you.
So just talked to Ray from the National, and I'm going to be announced to be one of the new media ambassadors for the National Sports Card Convention.
That's awesome.
So
yeah,
I'm going to be pumping out some content on the road to the National, talking to some individuals, at all these shows, because we'll be jumping around a lot of shows. Yep. We have Chantilly coming up, close by, to Virginia. And just, getting some feedback of what people want to do at the National rather than just coming and looking for cards. I always say, that these type of experiences, we're in Dallas, I was like, I have to get some barbecue while I'm here.
We went to barbecue yesterday.
Oh my God. I saw the picture.
I'm still full.
Was that your rib that you posted?
Yes.
Was it your picture?
No, my picture, his rib.
That was his $50 rib.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Was it worth it?
$50 rib.
Yes.
Ridiculous. I kind of like that.
Ridiculous.
It was wild. But you go to these places, if you're going to travel and do the experience of the card show, you got to see everything else in the city. Especially you've never been. I've never been to Texas, let alone Dallas before.
You look like you're from Texas too.
Yeah, you do.
You have Texas vibes all about you.
Nice.
Yeah, you
when
do.
I asked for barbecue, he's like, I want barbecue.
I want the barbecue.
That's awesome.
And the free banana pudding at the very end too.
Oh my God.
Or the ice cream.
Oh yeah, he's over here. He's over here.
Fat kid pro
He's
moves.
over.
He goes by Sasquatch.
He's coming in his freaking pants over here because he's just like.
He turns around. We're at a restaurant.
For the
People
record,
are
I've
sitting
never come
down.
for ice cream.
Everything's quiet. People are just minding their own business. He has this creamsicle ice cream in a big old thing. He turns around and goes, "All fat people, you got to try this." And everyone stares
and I had
at
a lot
him.
of people like,
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people turn around.
I'm there.
Yeah.
they're like, that's pretty ingenious. Yeah.
Sorry, Alex. Keep going.
So ramping up with.
So you're
with
the
that.
ambassador.
Yep, and the next big show after this is going to be Chantilly. I'll be set up there, going to have some media rights for there, be able to talk to the people in the back there and everything else like that. But in the end, it's like I'm with Graybos. I've been
talk about that. You've been
breaking on Fanatics Live with Graybos sports cards out of Richmond, Virginia. They found an opportunity. It was like an opportunity for both of us where I haven't. It's like I came out of retirement. It's like 15 years since I did group breaks online.
You used to get mails.
Yeah,
Mailed in checks.
mailed in checks. It's really funny. I still talk to the guy that actually mails in the
Cash
Yeah.
So
TTM.
great.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
What are we? Game of Thrones here?
Yeah.
Set a fucking raven.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different on Fanatics, right? Things are a lot easier. You got buttons and stuff.
The interface on that is just incredible.
Yeah.
Being able to move stuff around and everything else like that. It was just a whole new experience. Being able to be on the camera again and pulling some heat. Like I was right out the
Did you run that F1
gate.
Sapphire? You were gonna run F1 Sapphire, right?
We did some, yes. And we hit one max out of 15.
Hitting any Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, we got a few. We got a few. But, we started with what was the first thing I was hitting? I was hitting stuff left and right. Oh, well, the first the box of Prism basketball pulled a Cade 101 Black Auto out of it. Like
Holy shit.
one pack, boop, guy plucked the pack out and just boom, Cade 101
Those
Black
are great.
Auto. Started doing a case of Series 2 hockey and 2 back-to-back boxes Bedard Young Guns. Like
What are those going for now?
Massive card.
The most
Massive card.
most recent 10 today did 5,100 on bids as we were at breakfast.
Young Guns are if you don't know hockey, Young Guns cards are the rookie card of rookie cards.
Are you a big hockey guy?
I love hockey.
So, what do you think about the Series 1, the exclusive? That pop report's only 36.
The
Yes.
SSSSSSP.
Yeah.
What is it, like a variation or something?
What do they call it? Is it just an SSP or is it a variation?
They threw it in the product,
They do it
last
every year.
second
And this is
stuff.
They do it
Bedard?
every
Bedard's in that?
Because he was everyone was expecting the Young Guns in Series 1, and he wasn't in it, and all of a sudden they're like, well, there's this random exclusive rookie that's in it.
It's obviously
Is
rare.
it a
but it's-
cheaper entry to get Series 1 because he's so
It's the
rare to
same.
hit? Or is it like
That's-
the box prices?
It was like 1 every 3 cases. So
it's like rare, but just knowing the difference between pop counts, like it's already been out for so long, and it's only a pop 36.
Yeah.
Right. How many Young Guns are going to be PSA 10s is going to be
in 2 weeks.
In the
it's gotta be-
thousands. In the thousands.
in the
It's gonna be
thousands.
crazy.
Like, so in the long run, investment type and stuff, I talk to people all the time about, look at the pop reports for certain cards, because down the road, if you think he's going to be the guy, like, this is legit his first rookie card.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people, like, the XRCs in Select Football is legit their first rookie card because it comes out the year prior to them actually being in
And they're in
product.
their jerseys.
They're in the jerseys.
Yeah.
Right? And, so that's why a lot of times that stuff gets more hype, whatever. But
Going on the pop counts, I did a post last week because everyone's chasing the baseball players. And just the base Sapphire Wit, when they printed those cards, the Sapphire Wits, they were all off-centered. So you have the pop count on the PSA 10 JDOM. I can't remember what the number was, like 1,700.
There's a lot.
And the Wit PSA 10 was like 130.
Wow.
And I tell people, buy the Wit.
Yep.
Like the fact that there's only, and they're base cards. You get Wit every 3 boxes. So there's thousands and thousands of those, and 136 10s. Like you got to go for that kind of stuff. You got to look at low pops. You got to look at certain things, the SPs, and where you can get a card like that SP where you go, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on this because the box price is, I'm guessing Series 2 is more than Series 1.
without a doubt, I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote us. Just listen to us.
Yep. Go do your own research.
And Ryan,
5X.
what's going on with you lately?
So much. So yeah, been on the road a lot. Just recently got done with National Card Show. Prior to that was with Johnny Manziel for Hobby Rip Night. That dude's cool as shit in real life. You meet athletes every once in a while, and like you wonder, like,
You
don't
get
ever meet
zapped
your
with him
heroes.
at all or no?
No, he's down to 1. Yeah, he was down to 1. I actually wanted him because he was signing random stuff. He wasn't supposed to sign anything, and I was trying to play bouncer for him, but there was people that were asking him, sign my Pokemon card or sign my jersey, and he pulled out a Zen can. I was like, man, that'd be really cool to give to Teddy.
Sign the Zen can?
And he's like, I've got a couple left in there. I was like, I mean, I'll get you a new one. he considered it. But yeah, so I just lined up. I'm going to do some content with Hobby Slam in June and maybe also with the National. And then Alex and I have some really exciting stuff brewing for the National.
I mean, we can
tease it.
Tease it.
Okay. So we were looking for Airbnbs, as one does, because the hotel situation around the IX Center is not great. And Alex found this gem of a castle.
Castle in Cleveland.
So the cardboard castle in Cleveland.
Oh my God.
It might be a thing, and there might be, like DJs and athletes and trade nights that are off Broadway. It's a whole thing that we're trying to.
Can we crash on the floor?
I'll check
Absolutely.
my DMs.
Oh, yeah.
Cardboard Castle
Cardboard Castle
In
in Cleveland.
in Cleveland.
The Cleveland Cardboard Castle.
We're taking sliding our DMs for any sponsorship requests.
What's your thoughts? You guys on thoughts on the national? I think we need to get away from the Chicagos, the ACs, the Clevelands.
Get me started on this shit.
Yeah, I'm so tired. One, if they go back to AC, I won't go.
Me neither.
AC is a dump. But why not San Diego? Why not LA? Why not Texas? There's so many other. I mean, Florida. Like,
So
why aren't we getting that?
I'll tell you the opinion that people are giving me because I pushed back on that hard last year because Car Collector 2 dropped some news like, hey, I don't know if you saw, but on Atlantic City's website, they're already saying they got the 2026. And I was like, this is crazy. Why would you go back after the feedback you got? And I'm like, if this is going to be a national, like it should have a national representation. It should be rotating. And there were some people, I won't name drop, but there were people that were coming out and, oh, you don't realize there's only like 8 cities in the entire United States that could accommodate the overall needs we have. And I was like, that's not true. So I started this like fake campaign for Indianapolis because that's where I spent most of my life. And Indy would crush that kind of event. They've hosted national championships and Super Bowls, and like the city is built to host a convention. But to your point, like there's Orlando or San Diego or other very like family forward, which I think is lost in the sauce a lot with this hobby, family forward places that, if you're going to go in the summer, you want mom and the kids to come too. They can also have stuff to do other than just like, AC, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. Chicago, like we've been there, done that. It's expensive too. Like there's more affordable cities that are more equipped. But I don't know. I'd like to see it rotate too. And I think there are some like Atlanta. I wanted Atlanta just for something different, but I think they do a good job hosting that kind of event. But yeah, like spread the love. It's a national event. It's not just in Chicago. Like I want to see different things, especially if you go to a lot of these bigger shows, as he and I've been doing a lot more recently, you start seeing the same guys. And I'm like, okay, well, I like at least to see some differentiation of like, here's a city we haven't been to yet.
Yeah. That's the same thing with Dallas. It's the same guy setting up. It's the same.
Every
it's
2
the same
months.
foot traffic, everything. What about you? Where would you like to see a show? The national.
So I'm a big traveler. Like I want to go to these shows to see the cities that I've never been to. So I've never been to Cleveland. So I'm excited to go up there this year and go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, possibly, a Guardians game, everything else. And, I'm privy to a little bit more information now, and there's going to be some stuff included, like the Nationals getting with the Guardians and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and other things to try to include more family stuff compared to just the actual card show, which is great. I'd like to see out west, St. Louis is supposed to be a good area. I don't know if they have the capability or whatever, but
Denver.
I can be the devil's advocate though. Like San Diego Comic-Con's always been in San Diego, and they have the New York one too, but they've never changed. They don't jump around. It's the same nerds going to that one too.
Yeah.
Right. Over and over again. So devil's advocate, like the National's a national. People are going to go no matter where it's at. Yeah. Like even if it goes back to Atlantic City, you might not go, but guess what? 100,000 people are still going.
Yeah.
The numbers are going to drop. I don't know.
Right, they'll drop. Like I'm the opposite. I had a great time in Atlantic City. I mean, I did win some money too. While I was there, but,
yeah, that helps.
I had a great, but it's also the East Coast individuals. Like if you're closer, like I was able to drive there compared. I'm driving to Cleveland too, but the distance wise for certain people, you can see a lot of East Coast people saying, I love that because especially a lot of the vendors that are in the Jersey area. There's so many vendors from the Jersey area that set up at this show.
Yeah,
that that's just right down the road from them. You can go home and sleep at night rather than having to pay for a hotel.
Yeah, but to his point, like that's the feedback we got a lot when we were in Chicago and people who were voting AC. And I'm like, okay, there's a very dense population of people that are collectors and vendors in that region. But then you're also saying, ipso facto, F everyone else who's west of New York.
I was about to say that. Fuck the West Coast,
like
right?
fuck the West
It
Coast,
is.
fuck Middle America. Like spread the love. So like everyone it's a big cross to bear. Like if you've never set up at a show, it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you, beating up your vehicle, driving long distances. Like why should a whole massive part of the country have to do that every year? That's not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
I drove to Chicago last year. Fuck that. I'll never do that again. I'm flying every time. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
Really quick.
I was going to do a rapid fire. Can I do rapid fire?
Do we end with that, or do we end with what I have, Josh?
I think we end with what you have. Okay.
All right,
let's do
I'm gonna do a
rapid
rapid fire
Let's do
for you
rapid
guys.
fire,
I'm gonna
and then
do
we'll
rapid
end with
fire.
Teddy. Teddy's got a surprise for us.
Yes, I do.
All right. Just real quick. Don't think about it. There's only like 10 questions here. All right? Red or blue?
Red.
Blue.
Top or bottom?
Top.
Top.
Favorite position?
Doggy, yeah.
I was going to go shortstop, but
You would. You would.
Sandlot or For the Love of the Game?
Sandlot.
Favorite non-sport to collect or rip?
Pop Century.
MTG.
Right or left?
Right.
Hairy or shaved?
Harry. Be a man.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
FOTL or hobby?
Hobby.
PWCC or golden?
PWCC.
PWCC. Shout out, guys.
Yeah.
I like
All
that. Good
day.
answers.
Yeah, I like that.
Soon to be Fanatics Marketplace. I'm not giving them a big plug, but next month they're rebranding.
Oh, yeah. All right, Teddy.
All right, guys. I have something for you guys. This is something, if you guys don't know, Bagel Master out of New York. Vadim has brought us something to try on the podcast, so I'm going to give you guys some bagels to try for
Let's
Vadim.
go.
Yeah, I like this. Shout out to Vadim. He finally sent bagels. Teddy's been asking this guy for 3 months for bagels.
Got them in yesterday. We got to try them. I know you're gluten-free, but these guys can.
I ain't trying shit.
I only eat gluten. Yeah.
So
What a guy
right
is.
here we have an everything bagel.
Here, I'm gonna go grab some paper
This
towels.
looks like cinnamon raisin and rainbow.
Oh, yeah, I like
Rainbows
that.
for DR.
That's that LGBTQIAI+.
Great packaging.
gonna
So
eat
I'm going
it
to
with
show you
asshole.
some.
I identify as a lesbian.
You guys can
so-
grab one you want. We got to try it on the pod. I'm going to try the rainbow one.
The cream cheese.
There is cream cheese.
Wow.
This is dynamite.
This is
Thank you, Vadim.
Thank
I
you,
thought-
Vadim. This is
Vadim,
bagel.
I thought you were going to bring like tequila shots or
No.
something.
I'm trying something different, you know?
I thought it was going to be DR swag, but it's okay.
So that looks like
Cinnamon raisin.
cinnamon raisin.
Oh, my God.
look at that. Some
You guys got.
You want to try
I
that?
just want to spoon it.
I will say this. I normally can't smell because of what I'm going through right now, but I can actually smell this. So this is a good
looks like
sign.
Like a veggie
confetti.
dip.
This might go well with that one.
Oh, my God.
confetti.
That's confetti like a. Hold on.
Got a little spice.
All right,
to it.
Vadim,
No,
you
that
better
isn't-
you
that
better
is-
share this
That's still
podcast, you
spice?
son of a bitch.
No, this is like a veggie. That's why
Oh,
I
it's
said.
veggie?
Yeah, don't try to.
It does kind of look like a funfetti.
You'd be
the sprinkles.
You'd be
This is-
sorely disappointed.
We'll just dip it.
You feel like you're expecting like a cake bite. You're like, oh fuck, it's gone bad.
I thought this was sweet cream.
It's not sweet.
How about we try one or two for Vadim and see? I
Oh
gotta
my
try
God,
this
look at
one.
that.
I just.
This
want
one's
everything.
called the rainbow. Kind of looks like a donut, but it's a bagel. And it's rainbow.
Does look
Here.
look like a donut.
You got any regular cream cheese?
I'm looking for it. He quit.
on.
No, there's not.
That's got to be regular,
This
no?
is like chive.
This one right there.
Let me see the sprinkled one over
Listen,
there.
I'm
you're
taking the
talking
everything.
about.
Like the what is that? Like
The
a
veggie.
It's like a
one,
veggie.
Veggie?
One.
Yeah.
So this is the rainbow
Pumpernickel.
bagel with cinnamon raisin cream cheese.
Straight from New York. I hear the bagels are better
This
because they
kinda
use
tastes
water
like
from the
confetti.
Hudson.
Does it? Oh, this looks like something you might enjoy here.
Okay.
Is that the everything?
I
You
can't.
want
This
to try the rainbow?
What does it taste like?
This one, the veggie one, whatever it is pretty damn good.
Okay, I'll trade it if you want some of the.
Yeah, try this one.
Okay.
This one almost tastes like a donut. DR just.
If you taste this, you might be ending up at a banana
let-
hammock
don't let him
walking down the
touch my-
street.
You might be spooning with these guys.
What's the flavor of that though?
Dude, it's like a cookie.
Really?
Try it.
What?
I can't.
Does it?
Why can't you?
I can't have gluten.
He's gluten.
No gluten, no alcohol.
So let me
You
try
wanna
that
have an
everything.
I've been
EpiPen or
sober
something
for 9 months.
You want to try this one?
Yeah, what we got there?
Just Zins now,
Thank you, Vadim.
if that's considered sober.
Bagel
Sorta,
Master, New York
sorta.
City.
Yeah, this is like a chivy one.
I like the rainbow one.
I
Yeah?
don't.
Raisin everything.
I don't do.
Josh, you gonna try one?
I don't do onions, but I'm gonna try.
Try one. Okay.
There you go.
This is a fucking buffet in front of me.
I know. I just had to do it.
This is a
I
dill.
wanted to bring something for you guys. I appreciate you guys
This is
coming
a
out here.
dill.
And thank you, Vadim.
That's
Oh, it's a
dill? All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming on.
No,
that was
we
fun.
appreciate
I'm glad you guys came in. This guy drove all the way out for us. Share the pod, like the pod, comment, send it to your neighbors. Tell your fucking moms to listen. They'll enjoy it.
Tell your mom I said hi.
Yeah. Say hi to your mother for me. Lastly, PWCC guys, I know you guys are pretty involved with him. We have a promo code on PWCC. Use the promo code DADDY. Okay? When you list your cards, use the promo code DADDY. You'll get a little extra on your card, to say the least.
Gets extra in your pocket, gets extras in his.
Exactly.
Let's get
Gets
that going.
extra in everyone's pocket.
Everybody wins.
Appreciate everybody who listens, likes, follows, shares.
Yes.
Download it. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube. Share the pod. We want to get this thing blowing up. my goal is at the end of the year, this is the biggest pod in the hobby. So hopefully we're going that direction.
Let's get it.
Appreciate everybody. Enjoy your bagels. Vadim, Bagel Master, out.